Hey superstars, it's Morgan McGee, your star director. So I'm going to start with the do's. I have 19 do's and 14 don'ts. So almost as many don'ts as I have do's. Oh, you got the hiccups. Oh my. Alright, so the first do. The first do is, and this is probably the most important thing as a business owner, is to always remain positive. When you are a business owner, it's so much different than if you were just yourself on social media like you were before you started your Scentsy business. Honestly, I used to be such a negative person. I don't even know why my husband wanted to be around me. But when I found Scentsy, I became such a positive person because of all of the positive influences around me. And my Facebook page became such a positive place and an inspirational place and a page that people actually wanted to follow and not click unfollow when they saw my post. So the thing about this is just never post anything that isn't positive. Think before you post. If it's not going to be something that people want to see or read, don't post it. You have to think of yourself as a business owner. You are a business owner, and you have to think about, like, if you were to go to a restaurant. My goodness, dude. Hold this passy. If you were to go to a restaurant and you heard the manager in the back, like, bad-mouthing the waitresses, or if you go to a store and you hear cashiers, like, arguing, or, I mean, just anything negative like that in the environment, it makes you not even want to go back. So it's the same thing with our business. If you're posting things on social media that are negative, you're complaining about things, you're airing your dirty laundry, you're gossiping, anything like that, people aren't going to want to follow you, and that's going to push people away from your business. But if you keep it a positive environment, you post things that are happy and things that will attract people to you, and even like inspirational quotes and things like that, people will be attracted to your business. So always remain positive and think before you post. Number 2, be a good social media friend. So what that means is pay attention to your customers and your hosts, what they're posting. Don't just go through and you see something that one of your good customers posted and just hit like. Try to comment on as many things as you can if you are scrolling through Facebook. Now remember, you want to keep scrolling through Facebook to a minimum because that is a time sucker and you don't want to take away from the things that you could be doing on social media that are income producing. But if you are ever scrolling through, just pay attention to what your customers and hosts are posting. So if someone loses a family member, make sure you comment on that and give your condolences. If someone gets engaged, or they had a baby, or they announced that they're having a baby, make sure you comment on things like that, because it shows that you care about them more as a friend and a person, and not just as your customer or your host. And that helps to keep that good relationship going with your customers and hosts, and it will keep them coming back to buy from you. So number 3 is follow the 80-20 rule when at all possible. What is so funny? I know Mom's goofy looking. I know it. He's so funny. He started smiling and he's trying to laugh now. Okay, so follow the 80-20 rule on your personal page when possible. So what that means is try to keep your personal Facebook page about 80% personal and 20% business, because you don't want people to feel like you're one of those salesy people, one of those typical direct sales people that is annoying and they don't want to follow you. So you want to try and just do about 20% business posts and 80% your personal life. So like posting about your journey, Sorry, I've got my notes like all switched up. Posting about your journey. Posting personal photos. And then the other 80% needs to be like your personal interests and your family and your friends, you know, what you do every day, that kind of thing. I mean, things you share, recipes, whatever interests you. Try and post that most of the time, but incorporate some Scentsy stuff in there. But those Scentsy posts and videos and things do not need to be salesy. They need to be personal. So, like I said, sharing your journey, congratulating your team members on promotions, welcoming team members, you know, congratulating them on their new business. Personal photos of things that you're using in your everyday life. So like your kids with their Scentsy buddies, you using your laundry and sniffing it because it smells so good. A picture of your warmer and what's in it and asking people what they're warming today. Things like that. Don't be posting flyers that everybody else posts. Don't post stock photos. Don't post join my team flyers. Make everything personal and make it where people can actually connect with you and relate to you. And also when people are seeing your other interests besides Scentsy, it helps them connect with you that way too. Like for me, my dogs, people that love German Shepherds love seeing pictures of my German Shepherd. I post pictures of my son all the time now. I like to decorate like rustic type decor. We're remodeling my house, so I always post progress pictures of that. I like to work out, so I post my progress pictures with that. I mean, just, you know, whatever interests you. Make sure that you are posting that mostly on your personal page more than you are your business. Number 4 is use Facebook Live. It is so important. It's like the biggest tool that you can use for your business to reach so many people, and it's free, so use it. It's so much different than just posting a video, because if people see you live when they're scrolling through their news feed, it just attracts attention more. And I'm sure you know that if you're scrolling through Facebook and you see somebody's live, or you get a notification that somebody's live, for some reason we're just drawn to it a lot more. I guess because we can actually connect with that person, you know, talk to them through comments and they can talk back. So make sure you are using Facebook Live as much as possible. Use it for your personal life, but use it for your business. You can use it on your personal page. You can use it on your VIP groups, your business pages, your Facebook parties. You can do those live Facebook parties, you know, do like a 30-minute presentation, even if it's not that long, 20-minute presentation. And it's just a great way to promote your business, and people can really connect with you that way. And some things you can do on Facebook Live is share tips. And these are things you can do in your, like I said, in your VIP groups, your business pages, your personal page. You can share tips like the cotton ball trick, where you put the cotton balls in the warmer with a melted wax and it soaks them up. So you can show people how to easily change their warmers out. My customers love that. You can go live in your VIP group and explain how parties work. So actually show one of your basket parties and show what all comes in it. Explain how it works, how easy it is. Explain your Facebook parties. Explain your home parties. You know, just because you post about home parties and Facebook parties and basket parties doesn't mean that people know what it is. So you really need to use this Facebook Live to your advantage, especially if you are like me and have tons of customers that aren't local, that you can't see in person and talk to in person. This is as close as you're going to get. And the same goes with a Facebook party. If it's live, you're getting as close to a home party as you possibly can. What is it? What is it? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Pouting one second and laughing the next. You can do demos. This is something I do a lot. I do this a lot on my personal page as well. I just did one the other day. I used my kitchen soap to clean my George Foreman grill things, and I used my counter clean to clean my refrigerator. I have a stainless steel refrigerator, so I want to show everybody how it works on stainless, because I know how hard it is to find things that don't streak your stainless steel. So I did a demo on that. I've done demos on counter clean, cleaning my shower, because I clean everything with counter clean. I know a lot of people don't want to because they don't want to pay $10 a bottle and then use it for everything, but I do. I mean, you can do demos with everything. You can show how warmers work. You can show how the buddies work. Show how your diffuser works. Diffuser's huge. If you do live videos on the diffuser, it's a lot more likely that you'll get a sale than if you were just posting a picture of it or just talking about it, because diffusers are high price items. So if people see it in a video or a live video, or they see it in person, it's going to be way more likely that you'll sell it. You can do unboxings. I do these a lot just to show what you're getting in for your customers. Show that people are ordering and what they're ordering and why everybody likes it so much. Sniff the scents. Talk about which ones are your favorites or your customer favorites. Show the warmers. Show, I mean, because if you're not doing that, it's a good way to be able to show things even if you didn't order it yourself. So like if you have a little boy and you didn't want to order the Surrey the Seahorse because it's girly, but a customer orders it, that gives you a chance to show it live. So think about those things. I'll show y'all. I'll show them to y'all. Alright, so no, wait, I'm not done. Another thing with your Facebook Live is to show your kids being involved in your business. So I know Brandy is one that does this a lot. She will do her unboxings with her kids, and it just shows how excited they are about Scentsy, and that they love Scentsy, and that they love what their mom is doing, that you're able to be at home with them and do this business, and that it's family friendly. They can help you with labeling things. There's just so many things that your kids can help with, and when people see that, it again helps them connect with you, and they might think, hey, I can do that too. I'm a mom, I can do that with my kids, and that looks fun. I already talked about Facebook Live parties. Now when you're doing Facebook Live, make sure you try to keep it short and to the point. So when you write your subject, first of all, make sure that that caption is something that's going to attract attention, and make sure that you stick with that subject when you are doing your Facebook Live. You don't want to be all over the place talking about a million things, and try to keep it like 20 minutes or less, because you want people to go back and watch the replay if they missed the live one, and if they see that it's like 45 minutes, they may not watch it. If you're scared to do Facebook Live, just know that everybody's scared to do Facebook Live when you do it the first time. I promise. I was terrified. You would probably never know now that I have YouTube videos and I do live videos all the time. I was so scared to make a video for the first time. I remember when I did it and watched it back later on. Like, I watched my first video back later on after I'd been doing them for a long time, and you could like tell the difference in my voice and my face. Like, I was just so scared. But I knew that if I didn't do it, I could be missing out on sales, potential recruits, potential hosts, customers. I was missing out on that opportunity to connect with people that I'm not otherwise able to connect with in person, and just giving people that more in-person experience with things and not just posting pictures all the time. So I just did it, and I got out of my comfort zone, and I used to hate how I sounded in video, how I looked in video. I mean, I didn't even want to do a video with makeup on, and now here I am sitting here without makeup on looking a hot mess. But you have to think, when you're watching somebody on a video, are you picking out their flaws and talking about how horrible they sound? No, you're not. We're our own worst critic. We're going to be sitting here thinking about how bad we look, how stupid we sound, how we're going to mess up, but other people aren't going to notice that. I promise you. It's not worth not doing. So get out of your comfort zone. You can do it. And then after you do it once, it gets so much easier. And then it just becomes second nature. So number 5 is share your journey. So on your personal Facebook page, you want to be sharing what Scentsy is doing for you and your family's life. Talk about working from home. Post a picture of you with your baby and talk about how great it is that you're able to stay at home with your baby because you have your Scentsy business, if that's the case. Or a picture of you and your husband on a date, and thanks Scentsy, we were able to go on a date because of my Scentsy business. Or whatever Scentsy's doing for your life. And also show when you're doing events and home parties and that kind of thing. Show when you're on incentive trips, of course, Scentsy Family Reunion, all these things. Share your journey on Facebook, because that's not you being a salesperson. That's you attracting people to your business. Alrighty. Put my notebook over here. Where did we get to? Sharing your journey. Okay. Now, a big important thing about sharing your journey is when you're talking about things that Scentsy has done for your life, as far as like you got to take your husband out to dinner, or you got to buy a pair of shoes that you wanted, that kind of thing. You have to share the Scentsy income disclosure statement in the comments of it, or you can put the link to it in the post, or you can post it in the comments. You can post the link to it, or you can post the picture of it, the income disclosure statement. It's against compliance if you share, make income claims without posting that. That shows like what the average person makes at each rank and things like that. My 10-month-old has on the same onesie today. My mom got this for him for Shark Week, and he was way too little to wear it then. He wore it, but it was too big, and it actually fits him now. What's so wrong? Your little eyes are watering because of that stuff. See, we had to go to the doctor yesterday because we had a clogged tear duct. What's wrong? Are you dirty? Am I going to have to change your diaper in the middle of our training? Yes, sir. Alright, y'all give me a second. I'm going to change him really quick. So, we got to number 6. Hopefully this video doesn't end up being like 20 hours long. So number 6 is make albums for your Scentsy life. So your incentive trip, Scentsy Family Reunion, and things for your team. So like me, I make an album for every incentive trip we go on and every Scentsy Family Reunion. That way when people click through my pictures, they see that. And they can see what I am allowed to do because of Scentsy. Now, I have an album on my page as well that's just called Magnificent Superstars. That's the name of our team. And that is where I put all of my pictures for when I get a new team member, when someone promotes or, earns shooting star, sensational start, or hits some kind of milestone in their business. I post a congratulations for them, and I put those photos in that album, and I tag them. What is it, buddy? You never just cries like this. But of course you do when I'm recording. Yeah. Of course. My goodness. Okay, so albums. Number 7 is make your post personal. So we kind of went over this a little bit, but just make sure all of your photos, obviously they're not all going to be, but as many as possible. Make your photos personal. Don't just post stock photos and stock flyers. You want to stand out to people and actually make them stop scrolling. Like, think about if you were to post a flyer with buddies on it. Would people be more likely to stop scrolling, or would you... Okay, so let me reword that. Say somebody posted a flyer with buddies on it. Would you be more likely to stop scrolling when you're going through your news feed for that, or for a picture of their baby with his favorite buddy? So personal photos are very important, and also videos when you can. Number 8 is develop your brand and embrace it. So I don't know if y'all have noticed, but on my YouTube channel, my business page, YouTube channel and my business page, I have all of my colors coordinate. Like I have dark purple and a different color purple that I use. It's not just because that's Scentsy colors, I just like that for my brand. And I have a certain like design I use and certain fonts I use, and that's because I use Canva, canva.com. You can actually save your brand colors and fonts, and you can go in there and you can make everything match. You can make your own flyers and they will match your brand, that kind of thing. You don't have to do that, but if you can, it's pretty important because it just makes people, it makes you stand out more to people and makes you a little bit different from all the other consultants. Like some consultants will be all hot pink and glitter, you know, it just, whatever you want your brand to be. And also, as far as your brand goes, it's not only about that, and it's not about Scentsy. It is about who you are as a person, why you're unique. You can use hashtags. I know people who use hashtags for their business. You know, it needs to be something that is different, that people will remember, and that when they click on it, it's not going to have a bunch of other pictures. It's just going to be like all your stuff. So like there's a girl, her name is Danielle. I believe she's a star director as well. She has a name called Blue Cottage Mommy. So I'm sure she uses that hashtag, and she's probably the only one that uses that hashtag. Well, her customers can put that hashtag with their pictures of their orders, or she can put that hashtag on her post, and when people click on that hashtag, they'll see all the things people have purchased from her. They'll see everything she's posted, that kind of thing. So you can make your own unique hashtag for you to use, if your customers and hosts to use, or nicknames. Some people have nicknames, like Jill McCarthy on YouTube. She has, I say on YouTube because that's how I know her. Like, she's really great on YouTube. Her nickname is Jilly Sue, and that's the name of her YouTube channel. Or you can just do, you know, yourself, like me. I'm just Morgan McGee, and I just introduce myself usually as Morgan McGee, your favorite Scentsy consultant. So just however you're going to make people know you, that's your brand. How do you want to be seen? How do you want your customers to feel when they purchase from you? How are you going to make yourself stand out? What are you going to do for your customers that's different? And that kind of thing. So number 9 is try to make posts short. So when you're typing out, if you're making a post that you're typing words on, try to make it where, try to make it, try to make it short enough to where people don't have to click where it says show more, because it's kind of like word vomit if it gets to be too long. I know sometimes it's hard, but for the most part, try to keep them short enough where they don't have to click show more, because most people probably won't click show more, and you just don't want to like post a big long novel all the time with all of your posts. Number 10, let me make sure I haven't missed any comments on here. Okay. Number 10, play games to get your page attention. So to encourage interaction on your page and encourage people to visit your page. This is not only with like your VIP group and your business page, this is with your personal page as well, and it does not have to be Scentsy related. You know how people have been doing the GIF games? Like today I posted one, it said GIF your name in the comments. There's one that's like type in the year you were born and post the GIF below. Oh gosh, there's so many. Put your favorite Scentsy scent as a GIF. Things like that. People comment on those like crazy, and it will get your post like boosted up to the top of people's news feeds where they will see it, the more people that comment on it. And you can play games like that in your VIP group, of course, because you want that to be a fun environment for people. You want them to come back, and you want them to have their notifications turned on. so they see when you post stuff. Number 11, show your passion for what you do. So you can do this by branding your Facebook page. You can always make sure that you have a Scentsy related cover photo or profile picture. For me, it's usually a Scentsy related cover photo and then a personal profile picture, like of me and my husband and my son or whatever. And then you always want to have your, make sure that your link to your website is in your bio at the top of your page. You know, you could put a little bit about yourself or your favorite inspirational quote, just something very positive, and make sure that website link is up there, because if someone clicks on your page, they don't have a clue who you are, but they see that you're a Scentsy consultant and they see your website there, then they can just click right on it and they're on your website. If your website isn't there, then they probably won't ask you for it, and they may not ever come back to your page. They may go, oh yeah, I know somebody else that sells Scentsy, I'll just get their website. So have your website in your bio, have your page branded good, have Scentsy consultant or Scentsy director or whatever you are, have that listed in your job description, because you don't want people to, you want people to think that you are passionate about what you do and that you want them to see that this is an actual business for you, this is your job. So, also, you can highlight pictures. I can't tell you off the top of my head how to do it, but you can put specific pictures, like at the top of your, not the top of your page, but underneath your profile picture and underneath all of your info, you can highlight 5 or 6 pictures that people will see when they go to your page, so you can show all of your interests, your Scentsy life, things like that. Your family, your dogs, whatever you want people to know about you in those first 5 pictures. Basically, think of that as your first impression on people. I've had a lot of people comment or click on my page, like from a yard sale page where I was selling something on there, selling clothes, for example, and they were buying clothes from me. I didn't know them, we weren't Facebook friends. They clicked on my Facebook page and they're like, hey, she's a Scentsy consultant, because they could obviously tell, it needs to be very obvious. And they messaged me about, hey, I've been thinking about joining Scentsy, can you send me some info? Or I need a Scentsy consultant because mine moved. You know, you just never know. So every chance you get, make sure that you have things branded. Make sure you're wearing Scentsy clothes out every time you go out in public, or have a Scentsy bag or a hat or something on, and have your Scentsy decal on your car. It's just, I mean, it's crazy not to brand yourself in every way possible when you have the opportunity to. Number 12 is consistency. You can have social media all day long, but if you're not consistently posting and, you know, staying in the back of people's mind, staying in their news feed, showing that you are passionate about what you do, and it's not just like I'm gonna work my business one day this week. You have to work your business every day somehow, even if it's just one Facebook post, even if it's 10 minutes a day or an hour a day or 3 hours a day. It doesn't matter. You have to be consistent with everything in your business, but this is obviously just related to Facebook, so you have to be consistently posting on your Facebook page. Y'all, my throat is like, hang on. Luckily I have a water. Consistently posting on your personal page, on your VIP group, and in your business page. People have to see that you're serious about what you do and that this is a job for you and that you love what you do. If you're only posting like once a week, people aren't going to take you seriously. So consistency is key. Y'all hear me say that all the time because it's just key with everything. Post daily. I'm not talking about like every other day. Post something daily. I know that we're all super busy. Sometimes we forget. Sometimes we forget to post. I forget to post. That's okay, but if you can post every day you know, with an exception of maybe you miss a day here and there, it's okay, but try your best to post daily. And you can use things like CinchShare. I use CinchShare, CinchShare, cinchshare.com. It's $10 a month, business write-off, so you can write that off on your taxes. Or there's one called Post My Party, I think, but it's where you can schedule your posts ahead of time. So you can schedule your posts in your VIP group, your business page, your team page, your personal page, your Facebook parties. I definitely use, that's why I have CinchShare. I mean, that's the main reason I have CinchShare, is because I use it for my Facebook parties to go ahead and schedule those posts out. That way I'm not trying to post them as I go in the party, and that way I can interact with the customers, and I'm not trying to like post, so I'm not having time to answer their questions. So CinchShare is really good, and I've heard things about Post My Party. I don't know if there's any other ones, but those are the two I know about. Number 15 is do fundraisers and make them into public Facebook events. If it's public, it can be shared and it will get the word out. If it's a private event, if somebody shares a post from that private event, nobody's going to see it unless they're in that event. So if it's public, you can put all the info for the fundraiser, put a picture at the top to show what it's about, or show what cause it's for, you know, and then have your videos and things in there, have your website link and all that, and that public fundraiser event can be shared, and that will really get the word out for people to order from you for that cause. Now the person that's over that fundraiser needs to be sharing it daily and encouraging, you know, their friends and family to share it too. I've done these fundraisers, they work great. When the person over the fundraiser is actually active and they're actually posting in the fundraiser themselves and they're sharing it daily, they're very successful, and that brings a lot of traffic to your website. Number 16, occasionally share posts from your business page. I do this every once in a while. I'll post something on my business page, and then I'll go into my business page and share it to my personal page, and I just do that occasionally. I don't do it very often. I do it occasionally to kind of get people to see that I do have a business page, and it'll take some traffic there, and if they haven't liked it, maybe they'll go like it. So that's just a little tip. 17 is make a business page. It's so important to have a business page. I didn't realize this at first. I didn't have a business page for like the first 2 years of my Scentsy business. And I did some training on social media stuff. I watched some videos from Jill McCarthy on YouTube. Her YouTube channel is Jilly Sue, JILLEYSUE. You'll want to check out her YouTube channel if you want to know stuff about social media for sure. I learned some things from her about having a business page, so I set one up. And you know, some of the, where is my notes on this? Okay, so the reason you want to have a business page, one of the main reasons, is it's searchable on Google. So if someone searches on Google, they're gonna come across your business page, but they won't come across your personal Facebook page. And another thing is, you can only have 5,000 Facebook friends. Your business page doesn't have a limit. So once you get to 5,000 friends on Facebook, and you can't add any more like customers and hosts and things, then it's gonna be no good. So you've got unlimited potential on your business page, and you will be searchable on Google, and it just makes you look like a professional if you have an actual business page. Again, it makes you look like you're an actual business owner, and it's not just like a fun little thing on the side for you. I mean, for some of you it may just be a fun little thing on the side, and that's fine, but if it's an actual business for you, you need to work it like an actual business. Make a VIP group. This is also important, to have a VIP group and a business page. The VIP group is going to be a private, you know, secret group that only your loyal customers, your loyal hosts, that kind of thing, only they are going to be in it. It needs to be exclusive. You need to send private messages to all of your best customers and hosts and ask them if they would like to be added to your group. Tell them what goes on in there, you know, how it's exclusive, the special things you do for the people in your VIP group. Don't allow consultants in there. You just want it to be exclusive. You want to keep the members to a minimum. If you can, just do your most loyal people. And those people will most likely have their notifications turned on, and they'll be interested in what you're posting, and you can play games and just do all kinds of fun stuff in there. Yes, Amber, that's a good point. I set up that as well, and I'm really glad I did. Amber said she set up a Google page. It allows her to be searchable in Google as a business. I did that as well, and it's really cool because if I go to Google and I type in Cincy, Attalla, Alabama, or Cincy, Gadsden, Alabama, I believe that's what I searched one day to see if it worked. It brought up my Google business page. It had my picture, it had my business info, my website link, so that was really cool. And it's free. It doesn't cost anything. So some other social media platforms are YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter. I mean, there's a lot out there, but my advice to you is to pick one or two, no more than that, and be dedicated to that one or two social media platforms. That's awesome, Amber. So be dedicated to that one or two social media platforms. For me, it's Facebook because I just do the best on Facebook. I always have. And YouTube is my other one that I chose to be dedicated to. I'm trying my best to be a lot more consistent with posting videos in my YouTube channel. I've got a lot of potential recruits and recruits from YouTube, and that's just the platform that I like best. So pick the one or two that you like the best and stick with them, be consistent on them. And I mean, it's just like you have to choose one business. You can't do 3 direct sales businesses and give, you know, I mean, if you give 100% to one, your other ones are just like you're doing it because you get a discount on the product. You're not doing anything else with it. That's different. But you always need to, you need to have one business that you are fully dedicated to, because it's not, I mean, it's just like having a husband. You can't have 2 husbands. You got to give 100% to your one husband. So you need to give 100% to your one business and focus on that. And it's the same thing as a social media platform. You just don't want to be all over the place. You want to have your 1 or 2 dedicated places that your customers go and enjoy and that you're good at. And number 19 is just the Cincy core values: authenticity, generosity, and simplicity. If you always remember those 3 core values when you're doing things, when you're posting things on social media, when you're working your business in other aspects, you will be good to go. Authenticity, just being yourself and being unique and embracing your flaws and your uniqueness. Generosity, always being generous with everything you post, contributing more than you take with everything you post. Always being generous with everything you do, contributing more than you take, putting others before yourself. I promise it pays off. Simplicity kind of goes back to what I was talking about, like with keeping your posts short, keeping your live videos short. Just being simple and not like trying to be all fancy. And there's just so, just like with samples, a lot of people feel like they have to make these pretty fancy samples and print off these fancy labels, and they have to make them into these cute little shapes. Like, don't ever feel like you have to do that. It's not an income producing activity. So if you have 10 minutes in your day and that's all you have, don't use it to make samples. Use it to have sponsoring conversations or booking conversations or follow up with a customer. Or if you do have 10 minutes that you're dedicating to samples, don't feel like you have to make them fancy. Just cut a piece off the cube, use a knife or a crinkle cutter, throw it in a bag, write the name on it, that's all. I mean, you do not ever have to be fancy. It's not going to change the way you sell things or the way your customers view you or anything like that. That was way off subject, but I know a lot of people feel like their samples and things have to be fancy, and they don't. On my Twitter, we do buddy posts. We take our buddies on adventures. That is so fun. I want to do that when he gets a little older. Okay. So now we're going to do the don'ts. The first don't is don't post personal specials on social media. You don't do drawings. Don't talk about free stuff, you know. I mean, you can talk about free stuff if it's a Scentsy special, but if it's a personal special, like order $25 from me and get a free bar, you can't post that on social media. I'm doing a drawing for a free room spray from everyone who orders from me this month. Can't post that. You can't post anything that's a personal special on social media. The only way you can do personal specials is if it's in person, if it is in a private message or a text or a call or an email. So one-on-one communication only. It cannot be posted publicly. And that includes in your private VIP groups, in your Facebook parties, anything. You can't post things like that. It's out of compliance. It's against Scentsy rules. And the reason for that is to keep it fair between all consultants. Because if you've got a superstar director that makes $10,000 a month, giving away a free nightlight with every purchase, and then you've got a brand new essential consultant that can't afford to give away anything free right now, it's just not fair. So it needs to be done one-on-one with your customers. Completely fine to do any kind of personal special you want to, as long as it's private communication. So like if you want to post about a Scentsy sale that's going on, you can always do that. Anything that's from Scentsy directly, like a corporate special, is perfectly fine to post at any time. You can post about host rewards from having a party. You can post about combine and save, like buy five bars, get one free. Anything like that is completely fine. Another thing you can't post about is free shipping, because that is a personal special. You can tell people in private message again or whatever, but you can't post it publicly. And there are ways to get around this stuff. Like if you do have a special, you can post ask me about my special, or comment below to get a special message from me. Things like that don't have any details. You can't even put what the special is about, so they can't know that it's about bars, or if it's about a diffuser or whatever it's about. They can't know the details. You can only post things like ask me about my special, ask me for details about blah blah blah, you know, things like that. Number 2 is don't post stock photos and flyers. We already went over that. Make your posts personal. Make your photos personal. 3, don't copy and paste all the time. So if you see a consultant post something that you like, you can copy and paste it. I mean, I prefer to tell people that you should ask people if you can use their posts. I mean, if you ask them once and they say you're always welcome to my post, then you can just copy and paste anytime, but don't just copy and paste anytime. It's okay to copy and paste occasionally. I do it myself. I may see something that I really like, but when I do copy and paste, I still make it into my own wording, and you know, the way I word things and the way I type things, just the way I do things is going to be different than other people. So people can tell that if you just copy and paste somebody else's post all the time. It's not you being authentic. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with doing that occasionally, but just don't do it all the time, because you want to be yourself. Number 4 is don't give up. This one is so important. I mean, there was a lot of times where I wanted to give up with my social media posts when I first started. I would post things and I would get no interaction, just crickets, you know, no likes, no comments, anything. But once I learned how to post on social media, and I got away from all of the join my team stuff and the stock photos and stock flyers, I started getting a lot more interaction and likes and comments, And also, you just can't give up because you tried something once and it didn't work. Because you have to be consistent. Different people are going to be on Facebook at different times. They're going to see different posts at different times. Not everyone's going to see your post. It's just you just can't give up because something didn't work once or even twice or even 3 times. You just have to keep being consistent with it, because I promise it will work eventually if you're doing the right things. Number 5 is don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of what people are going to say about you because you have a business or because you work from home, and you're afraid they're going to say it's not a real job. If I had a dime for every time I've heard that, I'd be rich. It is a real job. People don't realize how much money we make either. And people just don't think, a lot of people don't think of it as a real business. But it doesn't matter, because all that matters is you're happy, you're providing the future for you and your family that you want to provide, and that's all that matters. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of what people are going to think, what people are going to say. If they don't like it, they can unfollow you, or they can delete you, or they can block you. Don't be afraid of feeling like you are a salesy person, because if you're posting personal things and you're doing the things that I told you to do, you're not looking like a salesy person. You're not being an annoying direct sales lady. And if you have not seen Mel Robbins' YouTube video on the 5-second rule, go watch it. It's amazing. Honestly, it's really amazing. We heard her speak about this at Cincy Family Reunion last year, and it was like life-changing. If you're ever scared to do anything, do this 5-second rule, and it will like change your life. Literally all you do is count backwards from 5 to 1, and you're probably like, that sounds so stupid, but watch her video. Mel Robbins, MEL, her last name is Robbins. Look her up on YouTube. She is amazing. Number 6. What is this? Oh, sorry. Number 6 is don't share photos of your event displays. If you're doing a vendor event, you can only share photos, and because this goes back to posting, well, I haven't even went over this. Actually, let me go back a little bit. You cannot post stock on social media. You cannot sell stock on social media publicly. You can do it, again, one-on-one or in person. Like if you have an open house, you're welcome to have stock for sale. If you do an event, you can sell stock. You can tell people in private message that you have some bars left over from last season, you want to see if they want any of them, or whatever the case may be. But you can't post stock on social media, eBay, yard sale page. And then this goes back to don't share photos of your event displays. You can share a photo of up to 10 items, like a small display. So up to 10 items is all you can post a picture of. You can't post a picture of your whole table and say, come see me at this event today. You can only post a picture of a few items. So make sure that you are staying in compliance there. Number 7, this is a big one. Don't share other consultants' posts. So like if I post something with my website on it, if I post something period that is related to my Cincy business, do not click share. I've had this done a lot of times, and it's crazy because people don't realize that when they click share, that they're sharing your actual post. So people can click on that, they see your name, they see your website, and they click on your website instead of the person that shared it. And it also just makes me look like the professional and you not look like the professional because you're sharing my things. And I'm not just saying this for me, I'm saying for all of consultants. Don't ever click the share button on someone else's post. If you're gonna share their post, at least take a few extra seconds and copy and paste it. Just don't click the share button. Number 8 is don't badmouth other companies. That goes back to the not being negative thing. just don't badmouth other companies. Just don't do it. It's very unprofessional. Number 9, don't use images with other consultants' website link or watermark. So if you see someone post a flyer and you want to share that flyer, or if you want to save that flyer and post it yourself, make sure that their watermark is not on it, and make sure that their website link is not on it, because you don't want to share anything with somebody else's info on it. Number 10 is don't put your PWS link on your post. Put it on your actual photo. Use an app like WordSwag or PixArt or Photofy. Add your website to your picture instead of putting it in the caption of the post. Or you can even put it in the comments. Putting it in the comments is better than in the post because Facebook will flag it. They look for business related posts on personal pages, and they will flag it, and you can get put in Facebook jail for making too many business posts, and that's another reason why you need an actual business page. Number 11 is don't speak negatively about your team, your customers, your hosts, the company, the prices, anything. Nothing negative whatsoever on your Facebook page. Nothing negative. So like if the bar price increase for next month, they're going up to $6. Not a big deal at all. It's a better thing for us because we get more PRV for it. But if you find a negative in it and you talk about that negative on your Facebook page, guess what? All of your customers are going to see it as a negative thing. But if you portray it as a positive thing, they're going to see it as a positive thing. It's all in how you portray it. You know, that's how they're going to think of it. That's just one example. You know, and if you're having a time of discouragement in your business, I completely understand. I've been there. I still have times of discouragement in my business, but I do not go to Facebook to vent about it. I vent to my upline, or I vent to my husband or whoever, or my friends. You can't do it on Facebook. It's just not the place, and it will draw people right away from you, not to you. And they, you know, if you have potential team members that have been thinking about joining Scentsy and they see you talking about some drama that's going on with someone, or they see you talking about, oh my gosh, I cannot book any parties, can't believe nobody wants to support my business, see if I support your business, stuff like that, people are going to be like, oh, I don't want to join her team, I don't want to be a part of Scentsy. So don't speak negatively about anything. Number 12, don't get caught up in scrolling Facebook. It is a time sucker. If you're on Facebook, especially if you're limited on time, make it income producing. Make a business post, make a message somebody about the business opportunity, scope out your timeline for people that may be in need of some extra income. Have some booking conversations, do some follow-up, you know, something on social media that's gonna make you money and not just scrolling through. And because it's so easy to get distracted when you're scrolling through Facebook and you sit there for an hour and you've scrolled through Facebook just wasting time, and then you want to say you don't have time to work your business. Yes, you do. Number 13, don't throw away your money boosting posts unless you know what you're doing. I've never boosted a post, but I have watched enough training to know that if you don't know what you're doing, that you could easily waste your money. So you need to really know how to effectively do it, which post you need to be boosting. You need to have the money to do it. If you're a new consultant or you don't have the money to spend on stuff like this, don't do it. But train yourself if you do want to boost your post, and that way you know what you're doing and you're not just throwing your money away. And then the last one, number 14, is very important. Do not add people to groups without their consent. It's so annoying. I'm sure you all know how annoying it is when you get added to 500 direct sales groups without your permission. If you're not, you know, privately messaging your customers and your hosts and asking them if they want to be added, and you're just adding them, it's very annoying because they're already in so many groups and they may not want to see your post. If they want to see them, they'll tell you to add them. So that is about it. I hope, I guess I did pretty good. I think I did like 45 minutes. So, I hope that y'all learned a lot. If y'all have any questions, just comment on this and I will get them answered. I'm going to put Julie Sue's YouTube channel in the comments because she has a ton of social media training on other platforms. She has training on Instagram, Periscope. I don't know if she has Pinterest and Twitter, but she's really good. She has been able to do social media trainings that would normally cost like $10,000. She got the opportunity to do them for free, so she knows a lot of stuff. So I'm gonna put her YouTube channel below, and I think that's the only thing I was gonna post for y'all. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this and learned a lot. If y'all have any questions, let me know, and I hope y'all have a great day. Bye.